Hi, and welcome to this video about interfacing, okay? Some of you in the Zipper Stay and More class are really brand new to zipper pockets, interfacing, and things like that. So this right here, okay, is a lining that I'm going to put inside of my bag, which is like this, okay? This is the bag that I'm working on for my advanced students. This is the bag they're making. This is the liner, okay, that I'm making the other liner out of. So when making a lining, of course, you're gonna have your lining. When making a lining, you're gonna have your lining pattern, okay? You're gonna take your pattern piece and you're gonna trace it onto the portion of the lining fabric, suede, or whatever you're going to use for your liner. You're gonna take your pattern piece and you're gonna trace it, okay? Now, the pattern piece that you have within the group files has a window opening for your pocket. So you're going to trace on the back of your fabric, okay? Look at it from the front, see where you want it placed, and then trace on the back. And some fabrics, once you put them up under the heat, the iron, sometimes they shrink. So I'm going to interface a larger area than I normally would. I'm going to make sure I have enough fabric, okay? Let me zoom out a little bit. I'm going to make sure I have enough fabric to cover my pattern piece, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take here, I'm going to mark, okay? And I'm just going to put a mark here like this. And like I said, I'm doing that because this is a silk brocade. And a lot of times this fabric will shrink when it gets up under the heat. Okay, so that's enough room there. I'm gonna move that up there, and I'm gonna find some more space down here to interface. Now I'm okay with interfacing the entire piece because I'm going to use it again and then it'll be interfaced already. However, I use a heat press, and some of you don't have a heat press, so you'll be using iron. So what I would suggest for you to do is just take your pattern piece and cut out an oversized square, okay? And that's what I'm doing for this piece here and the top piece. Okay. And remember, you're cutting out that oversized piece because sometimes the fabric shrinks once it's under the heat with the interfacing. And that'll change your pattern size, and you don't want that. So let's see, I'll do here. Okay, so I've just taken an ink pen and just made a mark where I'm going to cut. And you're doing the marking on the back side of your fabric because you don't want it showing on your finished work. Okay, so I'm going to take, and you see how this fabric is slipping? It's very silky, it's very slippery. Some fabrics have a nap that you'll need to look after as well. Luckily, this one doesn't. Some fabrics are fray, they fray a lot. This is one. So for those of you who are new to using shears and stuff like that, these are pinking shears, okay? And what these do is they'll cut the fabric like, let's see. Let me just give you a little demonstration. They'll cut the fabric in little bite-sized pieces so that when, let's make sure I have this, so that when it's cut, it doesn't fray off long pieces. And when I say, you see how this portion right here, that's fraying off long pieces. This right here, the pinking shears will help you to fray off smaller pieces, or help smaller pieces fray. Oh, lost my little, okay, here. Okay, there we go. I'm looking for my marks. So here I go again. I'm going to demonstrate with these pinking shears. And you just cut right on the line with your pinking shears. And I'm going to cut this in 2 pieces because it's going to be a little bit much to deal with it in the larger piece. But I'm still cutting on my markings. And if you can see, it's like a jagged tooth. And let's go ahead and cut through there. And this is what your pinking shears will do for you, okay? That little jagged tooth cut, so that it frays off little by little down to the end of that. But that will take time, so which will give you time. Okay, so now that I have my interfacing, and normally, excuse me, like I said, those of you who are new to interfacing and lining your bags, you want to iron these. You want to press that, because that's what's going to give it a nice crisp look, nice neat look, professional look. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut. Like I said, I'm cutting this fabric oversized because I know this fabric has a tendency to shrink if you cut it to size. And what I mean, if you cut the fabric to size and then cut your interfacing, which is this right here. This is Pellin SF 101. Okay, and it's iron-on woven cotton interfacing. Okay, and there are directions up here to tell you how to use the product. Okay, and they're wrapped all around the bolt, or if you get a yard or something, it'll come with the instructions on this little tissue paper here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and find what side is my smooth side. This is woven like cotton, right? This is smooth. And then this side right here feels lumpy and a little rough. That's because this is the glue side. So this is the side that when it gets heated up, okay, it heats and it bonds with the fabric. So I am going to basically measure that out. And I'm going to use, let me pull this out for you. I'm going to use this fabric here. So the side of your fabric that you want to show on your lining, the good side, is called your right side up. The back side of your fabric is called your right side down. Okay? And I just want to measure this out. Now, when you're doing this, always make sure that you have your fabric on the right side. Now, right now, I'm constantly feeling this. This is our smooth side. My glue side is on the bottom here, okay? And that's just very important. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to overlap a little bit with my fabric because I don't want to get the glue onto my heat press. So I'm just cutting this a little bit. Look at there, it's about probably like almost an inch or half an inch or what have you. So, okay, let's go. I'm gonna do the same thing for the top here. And like I said, just because I don't want to clean off glue, you don't want to clean glue off your iron, or you don't want to clean glue off of your heat press. But you need to make sure you have enough. Yeah, see, that's enough. You need to make sure you have enough for your pattern piece. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let me get some pins. So I'm going to pin this together just for now. Now, some of these pins are plastic, some of them are glass. This is a glass top pin. And the glass top pins are neat because once I put my fabric on the heat press, I can pull these out, or either, you know, if there's one that's close to the heat, it won't melt because they're glass, right? Right. Okay. So I'm going to turn this right side up. I mean, wrong side up. Excuse me. Wrong side up. I'm going to take my glue side and I'm just going to go ahead and put it on here. Okay, and this is my glue side. So see, that's smooth. This is rough. Your rough side, your glue side goes to your fabric, okay? And the reason why I'm doing this is because I didn't cut it neat. It doesn't have to be the way that I do it. I just want to make sure that I have enough for my project and that it's not going to get on my heat press, because that's what happens if it gets on your iron or your heat press. Let me cut that little piece off there. It can get onto your other projects, and you definitely don't want that. And you see where that fabric is frayed? It's frayed a lot over here. And I'm actually cutting into the fabric there, but it's frayed a lot. And like I said, some fabrics, they fray a lot, but I'm not too worried about this side right here because I'm not using that side. That's an overlap. I'll take that off there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to smooth this out over here. I'm going to double check again. Look there, I still have enough room, okay? I'm just going to get some more of my glass pins. I'm just going to pin it up here because I don't want it to slip. I still need to cut some more of that interfacing off. Make sure this is smooth. Like I said, I'm only doing this because I do not want to clean off my heat press or get any of this glue onto my other projects, because even if you clean it off, once it heats up again, there still might be a chance that glue may end up on the project. And you'll see in a second, I use Teflon sheets anyway. However, you know, I do reuse them. Okay, so here is that. I'm going to check again. Now you see, I have fabric that's overlapping, and that's great because my fabric, if it shrinks, then I won't have to worry about it distorting the fabric piece. So I'll heat this together first, then I'll put my pattern piece on the wrong side, which will be this white side, and then I'll trace that down there.